VEGA Americas is a worldwide manufacturer of instrumentation, level, and pressure. Today, what we want to talk about is Industry 4.0, or as we call it here in the United States, the Industrial Internet of Things. So your question is, what is IIoT, or Industry 4.0? Why is it important to me? And what can it do for my company? And we're going to talk a little about future instrumentation and how it will support your IIoT or Industry 4.0 needs. Basically, there's been 3 industrial revolutions. First was the introduction of steam power or water power to do mechanized automation back in the late 1700s. The second industrial revolution was in the 1870s. And this was the introduction of electricity and motors for the mass production assembly lines. Then in the mid to late 1960s, the third industrial revolution, this is the introduction of computers into the environment or industrial environments, or primarily the PLC for our industrial automation. And today, we have the fourth industrial revolution, and that is basically digitizing data and sending data up to the cloud for data analysis. So what is IIoT? IIoT is basically taking your devices or sensors that you have in the field on your trucks and all around you and connecting them via some type of network, a bus system, telemetry being some type of wireless or cellular, sending the data up to the data collection or storage, which is your cloud. So that's where all your data resides. And then the analytics layer is using software and all kind of data analysis to help improve your processes. So why is it important, and why is it important to me? Because what it can do, the benefits that it brings you, is it can help you automate your operations and your machinery. It can help your worker and equipment safety and visibility of your employees and your facilities and your mines. It can help you increase your throughput, increase your output and your production of your facility. 2 of the biggest things are helping to reduce your operational costs because you can collect the data and run the analysis on where you're losing time. And then the most important is decrease energy use, primarily water and chemicals and things that are expensive in your industry. Just look around today, if you just Google IIoT and mining, you can see there's all kind of articles that are current and about companies you're working for, that you're competing against, and how they're using this technology to help them. For example, number 1 thing is helping improve worker safety, equipment safety. It's being pretty much mandated a lot these days by risk management companies. So we're having insurance companies and things like that telling us that we need to improve our safety and our processes and our predictive analysis to keep our equipment up and running to help us be more profitable. So production optimization, how can I get the most out of my equipment? What kind of runtime studies can I do? I need all this data from all my instruments to help me make these decisions. 4th, the cost savings. Again, we talked about that through water and all your utilities. And then 5, you want to reduce your downtime. And the way you reduce your downtime is through predictive analysis with your maintenance programs. A lot of the common applications that we see today that you see is equipment reliability. That's the most common with predictive analysis. Trying to make sure you're going to know or stop your equipment before it breaks down. It's cheaper to fix it before it's broken. Worker health monitoring, big in the mining industry. Where are my people at? What are they doing? Are they okay? Asset management and tracking. Where are my vehicles? Where are my trucks? Where are they at around my facility? We can track all that in real time now with all the data tools that are out there and send it up to the cloud. Logistics, scheduling, and planning. What's coming in? What's going in out? Make sure things are where they need to be in a timely manner and that they're going out at a predicted rate. Autonomous vehicles, big in this industry, right? Having driverless trucks. We don't have the manpower. We can't get the quality workers that we need to help drive these trucks and move them around, so autonomous vehicles. And then finally, instrumentation in the mining processes. companies such as VEGA and what we put into our sensors, and that will provide data analysis to help you with your predictive analysis. Some of the ways that it's helped VEGA improve our technology over the years is we now have the ability to do 80 gigahertz radar. 80 gigahertz radar helps us to put out about 100 times more energy and reduce the size of our radar pulse, that we can shoot a narrower beam angle and get a lot more reflected energy to make our sensors much more accurate and reliable. For example, on water, where we used to be 2 to 3 millimeters, we now have 1 millimeter accuracy on liquids. We can also shoot through narrow processes, such as gate valves and process valves, without any interferences. Also, for mining examples, we have non-contact radar to detect solids. With this increased signal strength, we now have the ability to mount the sensors further away, up in a safe area, away from the process, and shoot down narrow silos and chutes into these rock crushers and loading stations where you can track the level of the aggregate being loaded into the processes. We also handle buildup a lot better because we now have the ability to shoot through it and ignore any buildup on the top of our radar lenses. In liquids, the same thing with the 80 gigahertz. We still have the ability to penetrate buildup and things that happen in a lot of the processes that you have. When you introduce chemicals and aeration into a lot of the processes, you get bubbling and foam up onto the equipment. Non-contact radar has the ability to shoot through this and help you have reliable measurements so you don't have overfills and shut down your processes. For a pressure example, things that weren't available 10 years ago because the electronics were not smart enough or compact enough, we now have electronic differential pressure, no capillary tubes, no impulse lines. We can actually do density compensated level. Typical example is on flotation cells in precious mining, where precious metals, where we have to get the precious metals out. We can do density compensated level, keep the level where you need to be and not over-apply chemicals and water to help you get your materials and your precious metals out safely. And then also radiometric, using radiation as a non-contact measurement. We can mount it on the outside of pipelines, where we can do percent solids or slurry densities and specific gravities online in real time. So help you save on water and water usage and things like that, and chemical usage in your processes. We also have, using radiometric, non-contact belt scales. We can do mass flow of solids. You can take this and install it around an existing belt without any modifications to your belt, bolt it in place, and we can do real-time mass flow of solids on existing belts with weigh scale technology and a tachometer. So today, the other thing that we're trying to do is what we're doing, we're incorporating telemetry and things into our sensors, such as Bluetooth. All our VEGA sensors have, future sensors have built-in Bluetooth. All our sensors are retrofittable back to 2003 with Bluetooth. And what we have is this works seamlessly with your iPhones, with your tablets, to help you get level data, to help you do commissioning of the sensors. We also make gateways to collect this data and send it up to the cloud with all the data analysis for your asset management and tracking and things like that. Then once the data is up in the cloud, you have the ability to share it with your upper systems, your production systems, and your SAP type systems to share the data all the way up to for more real-time data acquisition. The future of instrumentation, here's what we're looking at. New buses or more common buses. IO-Link's a common one. But what you're going to see in the next 5 years is Ethernet and IP-based sensors. They'll be powered by power over Ethernet, no more 4 to 20 plug-and-play type sensors. You're going to see sensors with built-in batteries and wireless transmitters that will last up to 10 years. Quick connectivity, simple commissioning. Instrument size will continue to decrease and get more and more intelligent, and also to be able to share more data and analysis with you. And remember, it's all about the data. If you don't have the data, it can't help you make your decisions that you need to make every day to keep your processes up and running. So we're VEGA Americas, If you have any questions, you can always stop by booth 17 and talk to us about any of your process applications that we might be able to help you with. Thanks.